You wake up in the morning, the sun's just peeking through the curtains, and for a moment, you feel that little spark of excitement about the day ahead. But then, as you shuffle to the kitchen for your coffee, something feels off. Maybe it's a stiffness in your knees, or perhaps the energy you used to take for granted just isn't there. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Retirement is supposed to be this golden chapter where we finally get to enjoy life on our terms, but sometimes it feels like our bodies and minds didn't quite get the memo. The good news? It doesn't have to stay that way. Small, everyday choices can turn things around, bringing more joy, more energy, and a real sense of purpose back into your life. That's what we're diving into today: 7 daily rituals that can make your retirement years happier and healthier. These aren't big, overwhelming changes. They're simple, practical steps you can start doing right now, no matter where you're at in this journey. Think of it like tending a garden. A little care each day, and before you know it, everything's blooming. So, let's get started with the first ritual, because it's one that sets the tone for everything else. Imagine starting your day not with a jolt of caffeine or a rush to check the news, but with a few quiet minutes just for you. That's the first ritual, a gentle morning pause. Now, I'm not talking about sitting cross-legged and chanting for an hour, unless that's your thing, of course. This is about carving out 5 or 10 minutes to breathe, stretch, or just sip your tea while looking out the window. Maybe you've spent years rushing through mornings, getting kids out the door or racing to work. Retirement gives you permission to slow down, and this little pause is like a gift to yourself. I know a friend, Betty, who's 68, and she swears by her morning routine. She sits on her porch with a cup of chamomile, listens to the birds, and lets her mind settle. She says it's like pressing a reset button. Suddenly, the day feels less daunting and more like an adventure. Why does this work? Well, our minds can get cluttered fast. Worries about the grandkids, that ache in your shoulder, or what's for dinner. Taking a moment to breathe deeply or stretch out those stiff muscles tells your body and brain that you're in charge, not the chaos. You don't need fancy equipment or a yoga class. Just stand by your bed, roll your shoulders back a few times, and take 5 slow breaths. Or sit by a window and watch the clouds drift. It's about starting your day with intention, not autopilot. Before long, you'll notice you're carrying that calm into the rest of your hours, and that's a pretty great way to kick things off. Now, once you've had that peaceful start, the next ritual builds right on it, getting your body moving in a way that feels good. I'm not saying you need to run a marathon or lift weights like a bodybuilder. This is about gentle, joyful movement, something you can look forward to every day. Maybe it's a walk around the block, feeling the breeze on your face, or maybe it's swaying to some Elvis in your living room. My neighbor Tom, who just turned 72, started doing this after his doctor told him his joints were creaking more than his old rocking chair. He didn't want a gym membership, so he began strolling to the park each morning, waving at folks along the way. He says it's not just his legs that feel better. His whole mood lifts, like the world's a friendlier place. The trick here is to keep it simple and fun. If walking's your thing, start with 10 minutes and see how it feels. If dancing's more your speed, put on a song that makes you smile. Maybe something from the old days like Sinatra or Patsy Cline, and let your feet find the rhythm. Even gardening counts, bending and stretching as you pull weeds or water the roses. The point is to wake up your muscles and get your blood flowing without it feeling like a chore. Studies show that even a little movement each day can ease stiffness, boost energy, and even help you sleep better at night. Plus, there's something satisfying about knowing you're doing right by yourself, one step, or sway, at a time. So, with your morning pause and a bit of movement under your belt, let's talk about the third ritual, which ties everything together. Nourishing yourself with intention. I don't mean diets or cutting out all the good stuff like chocolate or a warm slice of pie. This is about enjoying your meals in a way that fuels you, body and soul. Think about sitting down to breakfast, not just scarfing down toast while standing at the counter, but really tasting it. Maybe it's oatmeal with a drizzle of honey and some berries, or a scrambled egg with a side of tomatoes from your garden. My cousin Edna, who's 65, started doing this after she noticed she was skipping meals or eating whatever was quick. She decided to make lunch her little ritual, slicing up veggies, toasting some bread, and sitting at the table instead of the couch. She says it's like a date with herself, and she feels stronger for it. You don't have to overhaul your pantry or become a chef. Start small. Add a piece of fruit to your morning, sip water instead of soda once a day, or take an extra minute to savor your coffee instead of gulping it down. It's about being mindful, not perfect. Your body's been with you through decades of life, and this is a way to say thank you, keeping it humming along so you can enjoy more of what matters. Now that we've covered these first steps, a calm start, a bit of movement, and eating with care, let's move into something that'll lift your spirits even more. So, you've got your morning off to a gentle start, your body's moving a little more, and you're nourishing yourself with a bit of care. Those are like the roots of a strong, happy day, and now we're going to build on them with something that can really brighten your outlook. The fourth ritual is all about connecting with the world around you, not in a big, exhausting way, but in small, meaningful moments that remind you you're part of something bigger. Think about the last time you chatted with a neighbor over the fence or called an old friend just to say hello. It doesn't take much, but it can shift your whole day. My buddy George, who's 70, started doing this after he realized retirement left him feeling a little isolated. He'd wave at the mail carrier or strike up a conversation at the grocery store, and he says those tiny interactions make him feel alive again, like he's still in the game. You don't need a packed social calendar for this. It could be as simple as smiling at someone on your walk, texting a grandkid to ask about their day, or even petting a dog that wanders by with its owner. If you're near family, maybe it's sitting with them for a cup of coffee once a week. The point is to weave these little threads of connection into your routine. It's not about forcing yourself into big gatherings if that's not your style. Some of us love a quiet life, and that's just fine. But even a quick, "How's it going?" to the cashier can spark a bit of warmth. They say loneliness can creep up after retirement, and these small moments are like a shield against it, keeping your heart engaged without wearing you out. Now, with that sense of connection humming along, let's talk about the fifth ritual, which is all about giving your mind something to chew on. Not the stressful kind of chewing, but the fun, curious kind. Retirement's the perfect time to play with your brain a little, and I don't mean you have to start solving calculus problems unless that's your jam. This is about keeping your mind sharp and happy with things you enjoy. Maybe it's picking up a crossword puzzle with your morning tea, or flipping through a book about birds because you've always wondered about that hawk in your backyard. My Aunt Clara, who's 67, started doing jigsaw puzzles after she retired from teaching. She says it's like a mini vacation. Her mind focuses, the worries fade, and she feels proud when that last piece clicks in. You don't need to be a genius or spend hours on this. 10 minutes of doodling, listening to a podcast about history, or even tinkering with a recipe counts. The key is to pick something that lights you up, not something that feels like homework. Maybe you've always wanted to learn a few words in Italian. Why not try ciao and grazie today? It's like flexing a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And there's a bonus. Keeping your brain active can help with memory and focus, so you're not just having fun, you're setting yourself up to feel sharper for years to come. It's a win-win, and it fits right into your day like it was always meant to be there. With your mind buzzing and your heart a little fuller, the sixth ritual steps in to keep things balanced, winding down with purpose. After a day of small joys and gentle effort, it's tempting to just flop on the couch and scroll through the TV channels until bedtime. And hey, some nights that's exactly what you need. But making a little ritual out of your evening can turn it into something special, something that helps you rest better and wake up ready for tomorrow. Think about dimming the lights, putting on some soft music, or sipping a warm drink. Maybe herbal tea or a splash of milk with honey. My friend Doris, who's 73, started doing this after she noticed she wasn't sleeping well. She'd sit with a book for 15 minutes, no screens, no noise, just her and a cozy blanket. She says it's like telling her body, "Okay, time to relax," and now she drifts off easier than ever. This doesn't have to be complicated. If you like a warm bath, make it a once-a-week treat with some bubbles. Or maybe you jot down a quick note about something good from your day, a bird you saw, a laugh with a friend. It's about easing into the night instead of crashing into it. They say good sleep is gold for your health, your mood, your energy, even your immune system, and this little wind down can pave the way. Plus, it feels good to end your day with a touch of calm, like closing a book after a satisfying chapter. Next, we'll dive into one more ritual that ties it all together. So, you've got this beautiful rhythm going, starting your day with a quiet moment, moving your body, eating with care, connecting with others, keeping your mind curious, and winding down gently. It's like you're weaving a tapestry of small, lovely habits, And now we're at the 7th ritual, the one that pulls it all together. Reflecting with gratitude. I know, gratitude might sound like something you'd see on a bumper sticker, but hear me out. This isn't about forcing yourself to feel cheery all the time. It's about taking a second each day to notice something good, something that makes you smile even if it's tiny. Maybe it's the way the sunlight hits your kitchen table, or how your neighbor's dog wags its tail like you're the best thing since sliced bread. My pal Henry, who's 69, started doing this after a rough year health-wise. He'd sit by his window at night and think of one thing he appreciated, like a call from his daughter or a good cup of coffee, and he says it's like a little anchor keeping him steady no matter what. You don't need a journal or a big production for this. It could be a quiet thought while you brush your teeth, or a whisper to yourself before you turn off the light. Some days it might be easy, like when the grandkids visit or you nail a new recipe. Other days, when the aches are louder or the news is heavy, it might just be, I'm still here and that's enough. The beauty is it's yours to shape. They say this habit can lift your mood over time, even trick your brain into spotting more good stuff naturally. And after a while you might find yourself carrying this little glow, like a secret weapon against the gray days. Now, as you weave these 7 rituals into your life, a morning pause, gentle movement, mindful meals, small connections, brain play, a calm wind down, and a touch of gratitude, you'll notice something wonderful. They're not just separate steps. They flow into each other, building a day that feels fuller, richer, without asking too much of you. It's not about perfection. Some days you'll skip a walk or the gratitude might feel a stretch, and that's okay. What matters is the gentle shift, the way these habits start to feel like old friends, lifting your energy and your spirits bit by bit. I've seen it in folks like Betty with her porch time, Tom with his walks, Edna with her lunches. They're not chasing youth. They're embracing life right where they are, and it shows. You deserve that too. Those moments of joy and strength that remind you retirement isn't just an end, but a beginning. Small changes can ripple out in ways you wouldn't believe, turning ordinary days into something special. So, give these a try, see what fits, and tweak them until they feel like yours. I'd love to hear how it goes. Drop a comment below and tell me which ritual you're starting with, or maybe something you already do that lights up your day. If this resonated with you, give the video a thumbs up. It helps more folks like us find it, and hit that subscribe button for more ideas to keep thriving. Here's to living your best life at any age with all the happiness and health you can grab. You've got this. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much.